Slowly moving over. I had to do that, I'm sorry, because we're going to see an opportunity of maybe some storms return back across into portions of West Texas. But today, it's just going to be warm and a bit on the breezy side, even with some fire weather concerns for our western counties as we go on throughout much of the day. But some of that moisture will make its return across portions of West Texas, in which we're feeling it now, but some of it will get put to decent use as we head into out the next couple days. And some of them could even be more so onto the strong side. And I think if you are especially east of the Midland and Odessa region, that's kind of where the best opportunity of where we could end up seeing these strong storms, at least as we work in throughout the next several days between around March 4th to March 7th. So make sure you stay updated and have those multiple ways to be able to receive those weather alerts. I'm gonna go ahead and take you over to Wednesday. We have a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk, mostly into portions of the heartland. It's kind of light green color. That's just for those non-severe storms. I think heading into Wednesday, the threat is really going to be kind of low. But heading into Thursday, I think it could be a little bit more sneaky. Here's why. We have a level 2 out of 5 slight risk of severe weather. These storms are going to be coming in off from the dry line. So I'm not expecting widespread coverage, but with at least a couple of these storms that could initiate, they could try to be onto the strong side, especially more predominantly a hail and wind threat. There is a very low isolated tornado threat, but I think that may be a bit more materialized, a bit more further north. Let's go ahead and take you to around Wednesday real quick. We're going to go ahead and track our day on Wednesday. We're going to work with a handful amount of clouds with a bit of some morning to afternoon sprinkles and just a few isolated kind of widely scattered showers, mostly into the southeast portions of the region. Again, I think we'll have one strong storm maybe, but for Wednesday, not necessarily too concerned about when it comes to the severe threat. But once we head into Thursday, I think we'll be able to see an opportunity of a few isolated storms. I'm not expecting everyone to see storms, but with the storms that do initiate, they could try to pack a punch. But keep in mind, even for our western counties, I'm not expecting any precipitation, but we'll work with some dry and windy conditions that will even lead to some fire weather concerns. I think we'll see some storms kind of initiate off the dry line and begin to push a bit more east into portions of the big country as well, even to the Contra Valley. But I think the strongest storms overall may end up leaning a bit more further north. So if you are traveling, keep that in mind. And I think those storms will dissipate into around the midnight hour, and that dry line will begin to push a bit more east. As that dry line pushes more east, I think much of the basin on Friday, we're just going to remain dry and even warm. Meanwhile, big country Contra Valley, especially towards the heartland, it's the Storm Prediction Center, we have a slight risk in effect, and all the way up and towards Oklahoma, there is already a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk. Let's go ahead and track your Friday out. We'll see that dry line push a bit more east. That means all the rainfall will push east with it, mostly along into those eastern portions of the big country Contra Valley as well, especially towards DFW and Waco. Those storms will last about into the midnight hour, and this is going to be heading towards Saturday. We're going to see a cold front that will be able to approach, be able to pop up maybe a strong storm or two, but for the most part, I think it's going to be very quick moving, and most of it will move south rather quickly. So I'm thinking around Saturday morning into the early afternoon. And when it comes to total rainfall across the Lone Star State, we're talking a good drink from the atmosphere. But I think especially more for the big country Contra Valley, between around 3/4 of an inch, possibly to 1.5 inches, heading into the Permian Basin, upwards towards a 1/4 inch, and that is at least more so for at least heading it throughout the next 5 days. Otherwise, today it's just going to be warm, dry, and breezy. I have no really storms in my forecast today. Maybe a light sprinkle for the big country Contra Valley, but storm chances do ramp up a little bit more as we head into around late Wednesday, especially a little bit more into Thursday. A good break heading into Friday, but overall conditions will cool off with storm chances for the weekend.